What's going on, everyone? So, as you all might or may not know, I did 30 days of carnivore. I finished 2 days ago. And as you see here, my meal right now is sort of carnivore with the exception of some blueberries. I just came from the gym and I also went to the sauna, so I need to, fuel up for the rest of the day. So here I have a ribeye steak, which was like my main meal, like my main go-to during the whole carnivore diet. I probably had a ribeye almost every single day. About 85% of the time I ate ribeyes. I have a 3-egg omelet. I have some mushrooms in there this time, but previously I would usually do some sunny side up eggs. But just to give you an idea of what I want to continue doing. Now, prior to this, I ate mostly a whole foods diet. I did Whole 30, if you're familiar, cool. If not, it's basically a whole foods plant-based diet. It's mostly you eat a majority of your meal with plants. You avoid any unnecessary sugars, so you don't even put honey in things. You steer clear of all the sugars, and you steer clear of all the bad oils, so you don't really go out to eat, because a lot of restaurant oils are soy, corn based oils. So instead you want to cook with coconut oil and things of that nature. Now, a carnivore diet is similar to still a whole foods diet, which I want to talk about. My number one thing, diet. I don't even want to use that word. Yes, I put it in the title, that's to grab your attention, but lately what I've been doing when people ask about this diet, is I call it a protocol. So it's my protocol. I don't think diets are meant to be long ways of eating. It's something you do very short. I also don't like the fact that there's die in that word. So I use protocol. Another thing I learned through doing the carnivore diet is that people use WOE, so W-O-E, which stands for way of eating. So a lot of the community in carnivore believe this is the ultimate way of eating, and I can see why through this experiment. Now let's get into the meat of it, right? One thing I want to go over with you are the cons. I want to start with what I struggled with most when I was eating this diet, and that is supplementation. It was really hard. I did my studies. I listened to a lot of Dr. Paul Saladino, who's one of the Dr. Paul Saladino and Dr. Sean Baker are two of the most notable in this community. So I listened to their podcasts, I listened to their shows, I listened to them on other people's podcasts. I did whatever. I took all the information for about 3 months before I decided to do this. I took a lot of their information. I did my own research. I went into groups on Facebook, for instance, and just went into this whole entire carnivore rabbit hole. And supplementation, you do need your potassium, you do need sodium and magnesium. Now, you get magnesium through eating fish, so I utilize wild caught Alaskan salmon in a lot of my meals. But eventually I had a day, maybe like a week into it, where I felt very weird. I was feeling kind of out of it. My thoughts were kind of going array, and it was really scary. I was actually with my partner, I got little flowers falling in my food. My girlfriend was there, and she was just she was worried. So eventually I went online. Luckily, this group of folks, I think it was Carnivore Nation on Facebook. You can join it if you're interested, to kind of see what everyone was talking about. I posted it there that I was feeling a certain way, and a lot of people were saying maybe you're low in potassium. So we went out and I bought a supplement by, I think it's called True something with True. I'll post it in the link below. So I got this electrolyte supplement. It was like electrolyte stamina supplement, and I started taking 4 of those a day. Completely eradicated that. Never experienced that again throughout the 30 days. So I fixed that issue. Now, my body is different, your body may be different, so if you're thinking about doing this, one thing I do advise is to make sure you are very self-aware of your body and you understand the intricacies I can't even say that word. You understand all the minuscule things that you have to probably shift, like getting those supplements. So highly recommend getting those to supplement your meals. Another way of doing it, from what they said, and I did this as well, is once a week I will have beef liver. So liver, it's like your multivitamin in a nature's form, because it has everything you need, every single thing you need. So it's really hard to eat, a lot of people say. I just kind of took it. I got a great recipe, which I did, was I took pork rinds from Epic. Epic is a great brand when it comes to the way they treat their animals, and high quality pork rinds. Took their pork rinds, I crunched it up in this thing. I basted the liver in some eggs to make it sticky, and then I put pork rinds. So I like rounded it in pork rinds and fried it in some beef tallow. Now I didn't use any other oil but beef tallow and ghee. Those were the two oils that I went for all the time. I also used a lot of the bacon grease I would get whenever I would make bacon. Now when you're getting bacon, this is one thing. Con here, a lot of people think you can just get any bacon. That is not the case. What I started looking for is bacons that had a Whole 30 seal of approval. If you can make your own bacon, you know how to do that, amazing. But that's not the reality for everyone. So we would get Whole Foods bacon. I love Butcher Box and their bacon. Their bacon is probably some of the cleanest bacon you can eat. And I also didn't get it super crispy because I'm scared of like the blackened part, carcinogens and all that. The studies are there for that, so I would like fry it a little bit, get them a little nice and like soft cooked, and eat them that way. Now another con that you'll experience this is oxalate dumping. So if you eat a lot of vegetables, they have oxalates in it, which cannot be utilized in the body. So technically when you poop or when you pee, you're releasing these oxalates. Now if you've eaten a high plant-based diet, you're gonna get pains in weird parts of your body, and you're gonna be like, what is going on? It's gonna feel weird. You get pains kind of like in this area. I got pains in this area. A lot of people experience pains in different areas, but that's all because you're dumping these oxalates out of your body and you're cleaning out your system. That's why they say when you do this way of eating, please do it for 30 days, because as soon as something's wrong, you're gonna feel like you need to reset, go to the doctor or whatever, which I recommend. If you feel like you have to, please do. But I've done this before. So another con is that like you're gonna feel weird feelings if you do this, and that's what I felt. Weird feelings. I also noticed that if I ate too late, this is another con, I would get a stomach ache and I would have a hard time sleeping. And that happened to me the first week. I think that dinner I had was about 8 p.m. and I couldn't go to bed till like 1 a.m. I'm usually in bed by 10:30 latest. So I started eating my dinner around 4 or 5 p.m. and it really helped. And that's kind of how I want to stick to it anyway. I hate going to sleep feeling full. I hate going to sleep with food in my stomach. I would be kind of fasting already when I go to bed. So that's another thing. It's just eating late, like earlier than later, and that's for me. Once again, this is all experimentation. This is what worked for me. It may not work for you in the same manner, but those are like the biggest cons. Another one probably that I experienced like my last few days is socially. It's really hard to be carnivore unless you go to a steakhouse. Like great, go to a steakhouse with your friends, but anywhere else they usually put sauces on meat. They usually use wrong oils to cook it. Once again, soy, corn oils. So it's really hard to find food when you're out. One thing that I tried to do when we did go out to eat was go to Buffalo Wild Wings, because they actually cook their wings in beef tallow and not get any sauces. And I'll carry around a pack of Redmond sea salt with me at all times. If you look at my Instagram, which is in the description below, I have a picture, and it has a Topo Chico, which was my favorite drink on this, as well as Redmond sea salt. I carry that everywhere with me. Midway through, I also ordered a supplement from Ancestral Supplements, which it's a supplement you can take that has beef brains, beef liver, beef testicles. It has all these like different parts in the meal. I wanted to go nose to tail carnivore, which is eating the whole animal. So anywhere you can find this, which was really hard where I live right now to find these kinds of like organ meats. The most I could find was like liver and like heart. So if you want to really do it right, like, nose to tail is the way to go. But enjoy your steak. That's just the way to go. Now pros, what I really love, and I really want to get into this, forget all these cons, and I'm going to start eating if y'all don't mind, because this is kind of getting cold. One thing that I really enjoyed on this is energy. The amount of energy I had was unfathomable. I can't say words today. What's going on? So every single day, you know how you probably experience this, you get this lull in the middle of the day? I never got that lull. I did not get that lull. My energy was just straight all day. Even when I had coffee in the morning, my energy just kept right here, just like this middle ground. And at points, obviously, after I would eat and I'll have a meal like this with steak and eggs, my energy will go shoot up for like 3 hours and then just like, kind of like be regular. So I'll do my best work in the morning after I would eat an early breakfast. And let's do this steak. A butcher box steak, by the way. Just energy levels were phenomenal. They were way off the racker. I just had energy all the time. It was fantastic. Another great pro was my gym performance. I became so strong. Not only strong, but like I had this urge to work out. You know, I occasionally, you know, I built the habit to working out, but there's still days I don't feel like I wanted to work out this time. I wanted to move. I wanted to do hard things. I just felt, and this is like what people say is your testosterone levels raise. So I can probably see that. I was a little more assertive when it came to making decisions. I didn't wait, especially in my day job. I need to make a lot of decisions. It was easier for me to make these decisions on what to add, what to remove, who to talk to. Like, it was just easier to be blunt, straightforward. So I really enjoy that. You may see that as a con, but not for me, because my day job requires me to make those decisions. Another one, and for those of you who get, you know, like, ew, we're gonna talk about poop. Yeah, I'm eating. I don't care. Poop. A lot of people, and it's half and half. A lot of people might struggle with going to the bathroom. They might get very constipated. And Dr. Paul Saladino talks about this. A lot of people experience constipation for a few days because their body and their microbiome is getting used to just having meat. I did not have this experience. I was going every day, perfectly fine, same time of day, and usually what came out was one smooth piece and I was done. That's it. I never had to sit there for multiple times struggling. And to be honest, it's something I had to do like previously, even though I was eating on whole foods, plant-based diet. It just didn't work for me. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it's all the fat that you have, and fat is like a lubricant, I guess, to helping you go. And all the water I was drinking. So just to let you know, my bowel movements were amazing. They were great. I probably didn't go one day the whole 30 days, but that was because I was so busy that I guess mentally my body just didn't feel like doing it. But I went the next day completely fine. Some people on this protocol, carnivore protocol, don't go every day. They go every other day, so that's completely normal. And you know, there's a whole podcast that I believe Dr. Paul Saladino talks about fiber and how it's not necessarily needed. Very interesting. I'm still skeptical about it, but once again, once all the data and more research is done there, it could be something that we can look into. But yeah, I loved it, and a lot of people that struggle with it, but I think as long as like having the multivitamin, eating the proper way. I only ate maybe once or twice a day. Majority of the time it was just one meal a day, and that's the way of eating. So I liked it that way. Some people thought differently. Here's some good stuff. Anyway, we're 15 minutes in. I love this experience. You know, this was something I think is the ultimate form of eating. Meat has the most bioavailable nutrients of any food you can get. You gotta just have one steak and be okay for a few hours. I truly believe. Now, am I going to continue this for a long period of time? Majority of the time, yes. Now, I still like to go out and be social, maybe have a drink with a friend, maybe have some ice cream with several friends, and, you know, I know the consequences of it. I'm ready to accept them, and I know protocols that I can do to make sure that I recover very fast from having these foods that do harm the body. And in a way, I like to give my body a little struggle from time to time, let it work through some things. And, you know, giving it something like that, while it's short-lived, I think this is like the form we want to eat for 90% of the time. Just because of all the pros that I've experienced on it. Not only that, but physically, I've never looked better. I've never been more cut. I never had to deal with inflammation like I do when I eat a whole foods plant-based diet, especially if I have a large side. I just feel bloated after, like, you know, and like really full, but not full in a way that it's comfortable. It's like this uncomfortable full. And I struggle with gas, and that will happen a lot. Through this, I never struggle with that. I never struggled with gas, bloat, no inflammation. I never had skin rashes like I would get sometimes, especially if I would eat bread. This is the ultimate way of eating, and that's just about it. So with that, I'm going to finish this meal. I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below if you had any questions or anything. Follow me on Instagram for continue to follow this, because I'm still going to be eating this way majority of the time. Like I said, when I go out with friends, family members, whatnot, I'm still going to enjoy meals with them. But not as often as one would think. I'm also really happy to bring back fruit. It's one of my favorite things. It's really getting nice out here in California, so having fruit every now and then is really good, especially after a sauna. For last thing I want is a steak sometimes. Sometimes I just want some fruit. Anyway, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, comment, please like, subscribe. Let's share this with more people, and let's have this discussion. Like, you know, diet protocols are really hard to navigate. The studies are not 100%. This is something that we're all learning, we're all trying to figure out, and as long as we're given the proper information on what's working and what's not for you, I think that's the best way to go. But that'll be it for another video for another time. So I hope you enjoy. Much love. Thank you for watching, and until next time.